Apparently there's 20,000 tonnes of ammonium nitrate stored on a vessel that's anchored off of Margate in Kent. Should we be concerned? Hi, this is Everyday Prepper. Welcome to the channel. Hi everyone, just wanted to do a very quick update on some news that you may have seen, but possibly not on mainstream. You have to dig a little bit for it. I've seen a couple of YouTube channels come up with this. For some reason it's come up on my feed, talking about this as if it's a very major issue, and I just wanted to look into it a little bit more on this video. So basically what's happened is, I'll show you with some images that I have here. We've got this ship, the Ruby, which left Russia in August this year, full of 20,000 tonnes of ammonium nitrate, which is used for fertiliser and is highly explosive under the right conditions. It also, that chemical was responsible for a major explosion that took out the whole of a port in Beirut in 2020. Now, which I'll cover in just a second. So this is a BBC article, which again is under Kent, so you wouldn't really find it on the mainstream unless you're looking for it. And the reason I'm covering it is because I'm in the southeast myself. So it's a Maltese flagged cargo ship. Apparently its destination is Malta. It ran aground shortly after leaving Russia, was checked over, and it's got a problem with its rudder, some possibility with the integrity of its hull being damaged, and some other stuff as well. So it came literally down the North Sea and is now positioned just off of Margate. Hasn't got permission to traverse the channel because of the short distance between the channel, that if that was to go off, it could cause a fairly sizable explosion, as you will see. It's saying there's no immediate danger from the cargo, even though it's the same chemical that caused the devastating blast in the Beirut warehouse in 2020. Very different circumstances there, though. First of all, that ammonium nitrate that was in the warehouse had been stored there for several years, and there was also a fireworks factory or fireworks stored. Thousands of tons of this stuff was stored right next to it. There was paper and cardboard there as well. So it was a much more different environment. Ammonium nitrate can be dangerous if it hits water, but generally it's soluble in water. So if the ship was to sink, it would cause a bit of an environmental catastrophe around our coast, but it wouldn't necessarily explode. I'll just show you the explosion in Beirut. Let's just grab that. It's horrendous, almost like a nuclear explosion. I'll just play that to you now.
And there you can see the enormity of what appears to be...
This one shows the, if you look at the buildings here, just on nearby, when the explosion goes off.
In video from the day of the blast, you can see white flashes.
It looks very much like a nuclear explosion.
Fireworks going off before the massive explosion. A former port worker told the Guardian newspaper he warned for years it was a disaster waiting to happen, and says nothing was done.
So you get the picture. Pretty devastating. Now, what's on board on the boat there? So in the storage depot at Beirut, it was about just over 2,000 tonnes of this stuff. On this vessel moored off of Margate, there is 20,000 tonnes. There's various calculations, but it works out it would be around the equivalent of about 8 to 10 kiloton explosion. Bearing in mind the Hiroshima was 15 kilotons. It's a little bit less than that, and there would be no nuclear material in this, one hopes. So I did a sort of a quick check, because this was very alarming, and it has been sensationalised a little bit by local news. And I wanted to just show you a couple of things on here. First of all, we've got the vessel that's it there. That's the Ruby. That's what it looks like. So it's a big container ship, and it's about 15 miles off of Margate, or off of Margate. That corner of southeast corner there of England. about 15 miles. So what I did is I did a quick check on the nuke map. I don't know how accurate this thing is, but this is nuke map. I've positioned my marker, I think that's about right on there. Where are we? So across there and up, across there and up, so it's pretty much there. And then if we just put into here the yield, let's say 10 kilotons, that's about the max it would be. The only other concern is that apparently there is also a wreck called the SS Montgomery, which is nearby, which has a further 1,400 tons of unexploded ordnance on from World War II, and that is about 1.4 miles off of Sheerness, which is over here. So when I show you the explosion, the blast radius, they're saying that the proximity of this ship, Ruby, to the wreck off of here could cause problems. Well, when you look at an explosion, this is a nuclear explosion, however, but it'll be the same sort of thing. And then we detonate that. So that's 10 kilotons. You know, it doesn't even touch the coast, let alone Sheerness. So, you know, even if you had more than Hiroshima, off 15 miles off the coast, you're looking at, you know, yeah, it might cause waves, it might cause a bit of a tsunami, but it's not going to cause, and obviously if it's nukes, you'd have radiation fallout and that sort of stuff, but you know, really a normal conventional explosion, doesn't matter really how large it is, it's so far off of the coast. You know, even if it was just a couple of miles off, it would be okay. You might get some broken windows from the initial blast, but you're not going to get absolute devastation like as it looked like in the Beirut explosion, and that was because it was right in the port. You know, it was right there amongst all those buildings. So, so I just wanted to just cover it really briefly, because, as I say, it has been kind of sensationalised. It has been made out to be something that's. And when I first read it, I thought, God, you know, this is bigger than the nuclear concern that we've got with Ukraine and Russia. But it's not really that huge unless there's something else on board. It's a bit weird that it's kind of Moldovan owned, or no, Syrian owned, which is a Russian ally. It was loaded with Russian explosives, and then it's heading down via the channel. Ideally, that's what they wanted to do, through to Malta. But now Malta won't accept it. No ports will accept it. But some port has to give it safe haven. All ships are guaranteed safe haven. They've just got to find somewhere to agree to then either offload or do the repairs on the ship so it can carry on its journey. So I think this is a bit more possibly normal or regular, you know, not out of the ordinary than is made out to be. So I just wanted to cover that. I'm not concerned about it. I was initially concerned about it, but when I looked into it and you get all the facts and you tie them all up together, actually it's not a major concern. There's some videos on YouTube saying that this would devastate the whole of Kent or destroy the whole of Kent if it went off. Absolutely not. That's just not possible. I've checked on various AIs as well, just to do some calculations, and you know, they concur with what I've said. So if you do come across it, don't be alarmed. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and stay prepared.